there are institutional investors who consider even early stage companies, yung kahit pre-revenue pa, as a seed round, depending on the nature of the company. There is an alternative way of doing it. It's called convertible notes. So convertible notes, they are kind of like a hybrid. They could be a loan, or upon your first raise, they could be convertible to equity with a discount.
By the way, no, si Hera, master salesperson. Rumor has it that she could sell ice in Iceland. Ganun siya kagaling. Oh, ganun siya kagaling. Ito. I always do this to a lot of people. Ito na lang. Can I borrow this? Sell me this phone. How will you sell this to me? Go. How will you sell this to
Friend,
me?
marami nito sa market, pero since galing siya sa akin, bibilhin mo to. Kasi may swerte to. May swerte galing sa akin, nasa phone na to. So, if you're gonna buy a phone, buy the phone that I am, buy this phone from me.
See? Galing, di ba? Galing. So the next
Hindi ko alam kung bumenta yung
tama
binenta
yan.
ko.
Comment below guys kung bumenta yung sinabi niya. Comment Hera kung sobrang galing niya magbenta. By the way, single guys. Comment below if you
Hi.
have any recommendations. Any recommendations. Okay lang. Sabi mo frag ko ito na. This is it Okay.
I'm for sale.
For-
I'm up for bidding.
Di naman.
Please subscribe to Marvin's channel. Click
Smash the bell.
Smash the bell.
Enjoy the video. Okay guys, we're with Hera again. You all know her, tech expert. Can I say you're a tech expert?
No, hindi. I'm
Hindi
not
pa
an
naman,
expert.
but
I'm
tech
still-
practitioner
Okay.
that
yes,
knows what
okay.
she does in the
I'm,
tech space. Yeah,
Knows what she does. I'm a
Pwede.
very hungry student.
very
I'm a-
hungry student, very humble. Grabe. Ito na lang. I'll start with this. If you want to get funding, pwede?
Okay,
How
go.
does angel investing work? Yun yung pinaka first step, di ba?
Okay.
Okay, I have an idea. I want to make something out of that idea, but I don't have the money. I have the expertise. I have the skill. I know how to market it. I have the experience for it. What's the next step? Kasi you can also bootstrap, diba? You can use your
Yeah.
own money, start everything from scratch. Don't take other people's money.
Yeah.
How does it go?
Well, for me, it's for you to be able to. I mean, it's important to have money, funds in the beginning, in the early stages of the company. Of course, bootstrapping is amazing if you have the funds. I recommend that you do it because it gives you a certain level of creativity. It gives you that power to just be fully creative about what you do. Angel investors are basically they're just friends and family. They are the first backers of your project. They're the people who believe in you. So if you have family, friends, people within your network that would buy anything that you sell them, they're your first angel investors, basically.
So by the way, no, si Hera, master salesperson. Rumor has it that she could sell ice in Iceland. Ganun siya kagaling. Oh, ganun siya kagaling. Ito. I always do this to a lot of people. Ito na lang. Can I borrow this? Sell me this phone. How will you sell this to me? Go. How will you sell this to
Friend,
me?
marami nito sa market, pero since galing siya sa akin, bibilhin mo to. Kasi may swerte to. May swerte galing sa akin, nasa phone na to. So, if you're gonna buy a phone, buy the phone that I am, buy this phone from me.
See? Galing, di ba? Galing. So the next
Hindi ko alam kung bumenta yung
tama yan.
binenta ko.
Comment below guys kung bumenta yung sinabi niya. Comment Hera kung sobrang galing niya magbenta. By the way, single guys. Comment below if you
Hi.
have any recommendations. Any recommendations. Okay lang.
Si Marvin.
Sabi mo frag ko ito na. This is it Okay.
I'm for sale. I'm up for bidding.
Di naman.
I'm
For
kidding.
the right person, she's
Yes.
looking for love, marriage.
Charot!
Okay.
I'm looking for my soulmate. I was currently lost.
Okay.
Kung mahanap niyo siya, pakibigyan ng GPS, please.
So napapalayo na tayo sa seed funding. Yung thing about this is sa seed investing, sa angel investing, no. How do they know the valuations? What do they normally do? How much shares should they actually give? What percentage should they give? How could they put a price tag on their company, especially if they're starting?
Oh, okay. This one I've learned from a friend in Singapore. When you are new, of course, all these companies have different methods of calculating the valuation. Pero at this stage, at the very early stage in your company's life, actually none of them really makes, there are methods, but if you're gonna look at it, none of them really are the most accurate. So for me, it's always better to raise for the purpose of validating your model, not for not raise with evaluation in mind, but raise for the purpose of validating your market. So I learned that from a friend in Singapore who exited his startup in the Philippines already, and he say, okay, raise this. Sabi ko, for what valuation? You just raise it for the purpose of validating your product. But
Okay.
I think
So how do you put a price tag on it? Kasi people will ask, syempre, babarating ka nila, o pre-revenue ka, wala pa naman, you're not even selling, you don't even have any clients, you don't have customers, you don't have any downloads.
it's difficult to peg it because it really depends kasi on the idea, the startup, the market, and the domain expertise of the founders. But there is an alternative way of doing it. It's called convertible notes. So convertible notes, they are kind of like a hybrid. They could be a loan, or upon your first raise, they could be convertible to equity with a discount. So parang if pumasok yung first seed investor mo and they invested at this price per share, your early investor could get it at a discount. So that one is safe, especially for investors na medyo hindi mo kilala, kasi they know that it's pwedeng
At least,
maging loan yun,
they can
pwede
earn something from
get
it.
back.
At what percent?
Well, normally yung basic lang naman it's 10% eh. So normally you may okay, some companies they raise anywhere from 100,000 US dollars for 10%. Some raise more. In Singapore they tend to raise more compared here in the Philippines. But ultimately the most important thing is to get the right mentor, the right set of advisors that's gonna help you figure out, help you navigate the journey, because it's tricky. It changes on a daily basis. Like right now, things will be easy, and then the following day, you'll be surprised na iba pala yung target market mo, or maybe after that, maybe hindi pala yun yung tamang service na ibibigay mo. So yeah, it's something that evolves. I've never seen something that's more complex than being a startup founder. So yeah.
People talk a lot about advisory shares. How much should you give? Kung ganun, you're talking about get a good advisor. Syempre, they're not gonna do it for free also, di ba? They have to have something, to have something from it as well.
I think, number one, I think advisory shares, it also will depend din kasi on the amount of time that the advisors will give. Kasi some advisors are only there maybe like once a month, but there are advisors who are more available, like say an hour every week or ganyan. So, and people really give anywhere from 1% to not to less than 5%. It depends, It depends, because some advisors also end up being investors of the company. So the relationship could evolve.
Okay, so we talked about.
Are you naghihintay ng graph? It's okay. It's gonna be.
So while this is happening, next step, angel investing. How do you know that you move on to the next round already? And for those who don't know, what's the next round after angel investing?
So first you have seed, you have angel investing, you have angel round, you have the seed round, then you have series A, series B, and so on and so forth. So normally, this is also tricky because the seed round will depend also on the nature of your company. There are metrics, there are different milestones depending on the company. Maybe what I could do is I'll send you a link that you could put at the description of this video for them to learn which stage of the company are they in. But normally, there are institutional investors who consider even early stage companies, yung kahit pre-revenue pa, as a seed round, depending on the nature of the company. Because like some company are more software based, are more what do you call that? IT driven. Some companies are more revenue driven. So there are companies like, for example, companies that require a lot of domain expertise. Now you can sell a service, or you can't get customers without fully building it. So it will require a seed fund earlier on. But that will take a lot of good data about who the founders are, what are their expertise, what is the model, and then what is the product that they're building. But normally, if you are revenue based, if you're especially e-commerce companies, it's very important to have money in. Once you have money in, and especially once you have money in, that's when the rest of the investment just flock to you. So it's very important to design. Again, I said it's in the previous video. It's very important to design a company design it for revenue and not for funding.
So I want to zero in on this. So people always talk about pag funding, angel investing venture capitalists, they always relate it to tech. But what if my idea is not tech related?
You know what?
Does it work? But I want to start a resto.
Sorry,
Magaling ako
linagay ko yung
magluto.
bag ko sa baba. Kasi,
Okay. Pero is it moving? Is it ano?
Ah, yeah, it is moving.
Okay,
8
okay.
minutes pa.
Okay.
Naghihintay ako ng
Ah,
truck.
sige.
So,
Okay.
I feel like, I feel that there is a, what do you call this? There's a preconceived notion about innovation or about tech. It has to be, for a lot of people, it has to be something intimidating. I feel that innovation has to answer a core problem. It doesn't have to be intimidating. It doesn't have to be like fully AI and machine learning driven. It could be as simple as an agricultural technology that could help increase the yield of crops in your province. I mean, for me, I mean, if you want to be more realistic about it, innovation doesn't have to be just scary. So ako, for me, as long as it answers a need, there's a very clear problem that needs to be solved, I feel it's worth tackling. So hindi kailangan, I think a lot of tech founders are making the mistake of focusing on, this is how sophisticated the tech side is, that they're forgetting that they have to make revenue. They have to make sure that the revenue model, the revenue strategy is spot on. Sorry, sales kasi ako. So alam na
Okay.
alam ko na, I mean, I'm more geared towards making sure that there's money in.
So, eto na lang. I'll probably end it with this. How do they know that they're building the company already, but it's not making money? It's not either getting downloads, it's not getting more customers, it's not really getting any traction. When should they know that they should pull the plug and then reboot or at least change the company or do something else or totally scrap it? Kasi madami, just to be realistic also, not everyone makes it also in this. It's really the upper 1%, 10% that makes a lot of money from all of these apps or even startups.
Yeah. I feel, okay, there's such thing as, diba, parang kutob. Ako naniniwala ko na it has to be the right balance of skill and intuition. Normally, even if there's no money in, even if if there are no investments yet, if I feel pumped or I feel happy, I will still continue doing it because I know this is gonna get to somewhere. But the moment you feel any level of doubt, whether sobrang subtle lang niya, any doubt, and then it's gonna escalate into something else, I swear, I suggest you start praying and you start reflecting whether this is really for you. Because for me, you can't continue working on a startup if you have doubts about what you're doing. Because it's gonna be very difficult. And you need to be the first person that's gonna fight for this idea. So the moment it's gonna, I mean, how do you know if it's worth it, if it makes you happy, if it allows you to support yourself and your family? I mean, it really has to make money, whether in the form of funding or whether in the form of revenue. But I suggest, I mean, for you to get really grounded, really figure out from at the very start how the company is going to fend for itself. The sustainability of the company will depend either based on revenue or funding. So there and not every company is the same. So there are companies that really need the funding at the very early stages. Also.
When you started, no, did you set na I need to have at least this level of savings before I venture and jump into this? And is there a level of savings that you suggest for people that you need at least this much amount of money that kahit walang pumasok na pera, walang mangyari, you will still be able to live a normal life? Kasi
Yeah.
parang ako, if I were into this, I'd make sure that I need to at least maintain my lifestyle kasi it's hard to think pag isipin mo, saan ako kukuha ng pagkain, saan ako kukuha ng pang tuition? And in any business, it's all about, this is your greatest asset, the way you think, the way you innovate. If you're thinking about how will I get the tuition fee of my kids, then you won't be creative in your business as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So how much? Or at least
Sige.
percentage?
Ako, I feel it's very important to have a savings that's going to support you for the next 24 months. For me, kasi if you are going to spend your days really designing the next phase of your life, you can't get pressured. You need all the creative juices. For me, I will only be able to, I'll manage to be creative if I don't have anything to work to think about my bill. If I don't need to think about my bills, ay ano naman yung next na yung mga si Judith. Yung favorite na si Judith.
Judith.
dapat
Comment
friend mo
below
si
if you know what Judith
Oo,
is.
dapat
Oo.
friend mo si Judith. So, syempre, no room for stress dapat. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, a lot of people could be very random and could be very illogical. Well, I'm like that. I'm very eccentric. I could randomly just, quit or stop doing something if I believe fully na gagawin ko to. But it's for me, since I'm giving you advice, and anybody, I'm sure that the people who's gonna watch, the people watching this video are of different, from different walks of life, different shapes and sizes. Not naman, we don't have the same motivation. So for me, on the safe side, on the pragmatic side, really make sure that you have savings because, well, you can use it for different ways. You could either use it to fund your startup, you could use it to just, make sure that you're comfortable as you're building it. But all in all, you want to be in your happiest state because, your startup becomes you eh. It's who you are. So,
Galing. Pero rumor has it, sobrang yaman mo na daw eh.
hindi,
Di ba?
wag kang
Di ba?
ganyan.
Di ba?
Ikat mo yan.
So,
Hoy, wag kayong ganyan. Isa
So,
lang po akong simple.
yun, no?
Mamayan,
Humble
single
talaga.
mom ng isang 10-year-old. Ay, Mika, I love you so much.
So humble talaga. Anyways, that's it for now. We feature people who know what they're doing but love to share it to all of you because that's the purpose of this channel. We want to create and give you as much value as possible so that it helps you. So I hope that you guys learned a bit about angel investing in this video. Comment below if you have any questions. Comment below so that we'll make another video with her as well in the future. So I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon and God bless you.
Bye.